like to call this meeting, the reorganization meeting of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders, will please come to order. The notice of this meeting, pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-10, has been complied with and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our newly elected freeholders Carol Barrett, James Polos, and Ronald Rios, escorted by freeholders Stephen Delina, Christopher Rafano, Mildred Scott, and Blanquita Valenti, along with the Colonel D.B. Kelly Pipes and Drums, and the Middlesex County Police and Fire Pipes and Drums. Please rise as the color guard of the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office, Sheriff's Office, and the Middlesex County Department of Corrections and Youth Services present the colors and remain standing for the flag salute, national anthem, and invocation.
Color guard! Onward! Forward! And right, left, right, and right, left, and right, left, right, and right, left. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Color guard, halt. Center, hey. Present, halt.
Please join longtime friend of the Rafano family, Warden Ed Chickey, who will lead us in the salute to the flag of our country.
Please honor our country by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all.
Please welcome Marissa Schwartz, a student at the Middlesex County Vocational and Technical High School Academy for Allied Health and Biomedical Science, who will sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang loud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night
It is my pleasure to introduce Pastor James McGuffey, Administrator of St. Joseph Parish, Carteret, who will offer the invocation.
Creator of all, accept our thanks for this day and all the blessings within it. We ask that you guide and direct our freeholders, that may serve well in their responsibility to our community. Bless freeholder Carol Barrett, freeholder H. James Polos, and freeholder Ronald Rios. Bless their time here today as they keep in mind the enduring values of faith, which guide them in all they do. We pray that our freeholders embrace the opportunities and challenges that they face in rendering service to their fellow citizens in their community. Let them continue to strive to always make this a better world. Amen.
You may be seated. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call upon Middlesex County Clerk Elaine Flynn, who will read the certification of election for the members of the Board of Chosen Freeholders.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year and a healthy one to everyone out there. The State of New Jersey, County of Middlesex. A statement of the determination of the Board of County Canvassers relative to an election held in the County of Middlesex on the 3rd day of November in the year of our Lord 2009 for the election of freeholders. The said board did determine that the election of Carol Barrett, H. James Polis, what's the H stand for? Honorable. Best answer going, and Ronald Rios were duly elected a member of the Board of Chosen Freeholders for the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey. I do hereby certify that the forego is true, full, and correct statement of the determination of the Board of County Canvassers as filed in the office of the County Clerk of Middlesex. It witnessed thereof on the 9th day of November by Sylvia Engel, she's chairman of the Board of the County Canvassers, and myself, Elaine Flynn, County Clerk. I would like to present this plaque to freeholder Carol Barrett. I know you didn't want me to read this 3 times. Freeholder James Polis. And of course, Ronald Rios.
At this time, I would like to call upon freeholder-elect Carol Barrett of South Brunswick Township to be sworn in as a member of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. I call upon the Honorable Todd Mayo, Chief Judge of the East Brunswick Municipal Court, to administer the oath of office. Holding her father's Bible for freeholder-elect Barrett are her son Charlie and grandchildren Katie and Patrick Carley.
Okay, you guys hold the Bible. Place your left hand on the Bible, the other left.
The other left.
And raise your right hand.
This was the same thing you said last year.
It's a standard joke. All right. I, Carol Barrett,
I, Carol Barrett,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of New Jersey,
of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
all
all the duties
the
of Middlesex County Freeholder
of Middlesex County Freeholder
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, Freeholder, you want to sign right here?
I know that my grandson doesn't kiss.
Right here.
Do you?
All right, congratulations. Here, I'll take that. You want to say a few words?
Yes. What did you do with my speech?
That's okay.
Todd's been in the family since my son and he were high school days. Some things never change. On January 4th, 2009, when you nominated me to be Democratic candidate for Freeholder, I recall how I knew that the opportunity to serve in county government would be a highlight in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, my remarks at that time were an understatement. I want you to know that the opportunity to work with my colleagues and to help them solve the problems that confront Middlesex County are in every way a giant thrill. It is the culmination of a dream that I have had and which you allowed me to fulfill. Today I have taken the oath of office to fulfill the unexpired term of our beloved Freeholder Director, the late David B. Craviel. I know that hundreds of others over the years have enjoyed taking the oath of office of Freeholder, but none could be as honored or as humbled as I am right now. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I pledge to serve you with integrity and with hard work so that I may make you proud of me over the next 2 years. It's important that I give special thanks at this time to my mom and dad. Although they're not here in person, they are here in spirit. To my wonderful son, Charles, who is not only my son, but he's my best friend. Bad times and good times. No more bad times. Unfortunately, my future daughter-in-law, Jody, could not be here today. She was planning on being here, but unfortunately her mother took ill this morning and she's at the hospital with her. But Jody has been a wonderful addition to our family, and we all love her dearly. To my extended family, Chris and Charlie Carley, who gave me the honor to be Mimi to Katie and Patrick. To my family, to my cousins, to my friends, to the union who made this journey possible. Without AFSCME and the Middlesex County Central Labor Council, who have encouraged me from the beginning to run and helped me in this endeavor. To South Brunswick Democratic Party, who accepted me in 1998 as a candidate for council. I shall be forever indebted, and I thank you for all of your support. God has blessed me with a wonderful family and so many good friends. Without your love and support, this day would not have been possible. Thank you, everyone. Now I'm official. All right. Thank you. Hey, Margaret. Thank you, honey.
At this time, I would like to call upon Freeholder-elect H. James Polos of the Borough of Highland Park to be sworn in as a member of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. I call upon the Honorable Travis Francis, Assignment Judge of the Superior Court of the Middlesex Vicinage, to administer the oath of office. Holding the family Bible for Freeholder-elect Polos are his wife Rita and their daughters Nicolette, Angela, and Sophia.
Congratulations, James. How are you? Good. Well, thank you. Ready, Jim?
Yes.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right. I do solemnly swear
I, H. James Polos, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all of the duties
of Middlesex County Freeholder
of Middlesex County Freeholder
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Do I just... Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out of your hectic schedules to be a part of this very important ceremony that we have once a year. At the onset, I'd like to thank Honorable Judge Francis for taking the time out of his schedule to be a part of this event and for doing my oath of office. Your Honor, you're doing a wonderful job as our assignment judge, and thank you so very much for being here today. Also at the onset, and sometimes I, over the years, have kind of left some of these thank yous for the end, but I wanted to do it a little bit differently this year. Maybe after so many years, you get to change things a little bit. But, you know, I recognize and realize that for the last nearly 17 years, there's been a person at my side who has been there each and every day to help me do what I do, not only in my work, but a partner in our family, helping as a mother, doing all the great things at home, and during the hectic times of political campaigning and governing, which I'm sure all the elected officials, freeholders, and mayors and council people understand. There's always one person at home each of those days taking care of the children, making sure things are running, and being as supportive as she can. My best friend, my soulmate for 17 years, my wife Rita. I get a little choked up when I see the kids come up here. I can't help it. But, you know, it's just amazing to see the little ones, how they've grown over the years. I remember when we first came here a number of years ago, and Nicolette was just about yo-high, and not knowing how many more children we may or may not have. So it's such a blessing to have Nicolette and Angela and Sophia here today. And kids, I love you very much, and thank you for being understanding, too, when I'm not home some nights to help with homework. I also have some family in Kumbadi. Now, those of you who are familiar with Greeks and Italians have Kumbadi. That's the extended family that we have and enjoy, and we have a lot of them here today, and I want to welcome all of them. I want to thank, I see the chairman is here from Highland Park and all the people who are here from Highland Park. Highland Park has been so supportive of my candidacies over the years, and it's amazing sometimes when I reflect back and realize that in 1981 I began in Highland Park, and for the last 29 years the Borough of Highland Park has supported me each and every time with enthusiasm for every office that I sought. So Highland Park, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I also want to thank all the residents of Middlesex County who have been out to support us, and those who didn't support us as well, and voiced perhaps another opinion. But I want to thank you for your support and knowing going forward that we're here to represent all of you, each and every single one of you. You are a very important part of Middlesex County and how we operate each and every day, and I can assure you, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the freeholders and all the elected officials here today, we represent everyone in total. Joe Spicuzzo, our chairman of the County Democratic Organization, for all of their support and continued hard work. And I see so many employees who are here today. And you know, and I'm sure other freeholders will share similar thoughts, and many of you I'm sure will agree, we can come up with all the best ideas in the world and new programs and initiatives, but it is really the employees, the department heads, and the employees from the top right on down to the laborers in our departments who really make these programs work. So I would like to pay a special tribute today to each and every employee who we come in contact with every day, who make Middlesex County government work, and certainly who have made my last 3 years so productive in so many ways with new programs and initiatives through their hard work and dedication. Congratulations to all of the employees of Middlesex County. My daughter Angela, a few weeks ago, we were watching television, and there was a clip of President Obama in his motorcade, and all the Secret Service were around, and all of the police and so forth. And you know, today versus years ago, they're carrying a lot more armor and a lot more firepower than they used to. Certainly when I was her age, that I used to recall when I used to see a president on TV. And she saw all of that, and she said, "Wow, Dad," she said, "that's a lot." She said, "He must be very, very safe." And I said, "Well, they try to do the best that they possibly can." And then she asked me a question, and it was insightful on her part. I don't know if she realized it, and I don't mean to embarrass her, but she looked at me and she said, "Does President Obama ever get scared?" And I thought about it for a moment, and I said, "Well, I hope he does." So she looked at me and she said, "Well, why would you want him to be scared, Dad?" And I said, "Well, I don't want him to be scared in the usual sense of being scared like from a monster or something that's creepy," because I was trying to relate to what she could understand. I said, "But I do want him to have a certain element of fear in him." I said, "Because he's one of the most powerful men in the world. And any and every decision that he makes can either hurt or help someone. He has the ability with the stroke of a pen or a phone call to put people and lives in harm's way." I said, "And if he doesn't have a little bit of fear in him to ignite his conscience to make sure that the decisions that he's making are right, then he becomes a tyrant." Well, she looked at me and she said, "Well, what's a tyrant, Dad?" So I had to define that for her. But she understood for the moment why that little bit of fear and being a little scared was important. And I explained to her that awesome responsibilities that the president are so almost hard to describe. So she looked at me and she said, "We're in government, Dad." She said, "Are you ever scared?" Now, I was trying to draw that analogy. So I looked at her and I laughed and I said, "Well, I only get scared when I have to call your mom and tell her I'm not coming home for dinner again because of another county meeting." That she understood. And I said, while the responsibilities that we have at the county are not as awesome, not nearly as awesome as those that the president has, I said, it is important that we recognize that we have a huge responsibility as well. And as elected officials at any level of government, we also need to have a certain element of fear that the decisions that we make are right, and that they're pure, and that they're honest and open and compassionate, and that we're governing fairly and justly. A few minutes ago, we took an oath of office, and in a couple of minutes, some others will as well. And I want to just read one quote from that oath of office. "Under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform." Those are pretty strong words. There isn't a lot of politics involved with that, or power brokering, or personal gain, or self-indulgence involved in those words. It's on behalf of the people. And although it would be naive for us to assume that all those other elements don't play a role in what we have to do and how we govern each and every day, and it might be naive to think that, it would be irresponsible if we allowed all those other issues to drive our decision-making and what we feel is right for the people that we serve and whom we represent, and the people that we have taken a sworn oath to represent each and every day. I try to look forward at these times, and it is important that we take a few minutes to do that. These ceremonies are very important for those of us who have been doing them for a number of years, because it's the one opportunity that we can share with you what our thoughts and visions are. It's the one opportunity when we can share with you more than just the simple sound bites and the actual resolutions and actions that we take, but what our real thoughts and beliefs are in our heart about why we want to be here. And we only get to do this once every 3 years. And that may be okay, but it's important that we have that opportunity to share that with you. I'm going to share one story that happened just a few weeks ago, and a couple of other freeholders were there with me at the event. And I'll share this with you, and it'll become clear why this is important. I attended an event at the youth detention facility, and it was a Christmas party, and there was a wonderful presentation put on by all of the youth detainees, a Christmas celebration. Now picture for one moment, just try to put yourself in our seat at that time. Teenagers, white, black, Latino, with little Christmas hats on, talking about the holidays, their future, and the brightness of the world, while they sat in there and sang and danced in their khakis. And at the end of the event, although obviously they had some great food, which was wonderful because it was a beautiful, beautiful event, you saw them trail one by one through that little locking steel door and realized that that fun was not going to happen anymore. And it was back to the reality of being in jail. Now, why, you may ask, am I sharing with you about teenagers being in jail at a ceremony today? I'm sharing it with you because if we ignore those youngsters, and if we think of our youngsters who are not on the right trail as lost and forgotten, then we're not serving the people that we were sworn to represent. And that's true of every level of government, federal, state, county, and local. We can't have youth that are lost and forgotten. We have to take every step possible to make sure that they have a bright opportunity and future. It is really almost in every instance not their fault that they're there to begin with. But society and family and other issues may have clouded that beautiful opportunity and vision that they surely had at the same age that my youngsters do today. So we have to make sure in government that they have good jobs and good education and access to health care and affordable housing and opportunities that are going to keep them from going into those types of facilities. We owe it to them, we owe it to those who have not gone into there, and we owe it to those future generations. So my vision is quite simply that we can take care of today's society, and we will do that in probably similar form and fashion as we have in the past. But we need to think a little bit beyond today. We can't just continue to see things, we have to have a vision. We can't just continue to direct, we need to be involved. And we can't just continue to study, we need to act. We need to take steps that are going to make sure that tomorrow's society is better for the generations to come, whether it's in our environment or in any other area that government can touch upon. Those are the reasons that I'm excited about being an elected official in Middlesex County. Those are the things that I hope in 2010 to partner with my great colleagues and our new freeholder director to make a difference about, to make a difference in the way that we operate, to finally move ahead. I close with this. The other day I was listening to a speaker and he made a very interesting distinction. He said, you know, chickens and eagles have a couple of things in common. They both have wings and they both have feathers. But if you think about a chicken, they bury their head all day, look into the ground, never looking up, pecking at whatever food may be thrown to them by their keeper. Yet eagles soar high above the mountains, always in a search for new territory and with a keen vision to find something new and better to fulfill their lives. So our challenge, ladies and gentlemen, as elected officials is to soar like the eagles, to make sure that we're capable of taking on the challenges that are set before us each and every day, particularly in these most difficult times. And I will ask all of you for your help and indulgence and criticism and suggestion, because we simply can't do it alone. It is a team effort, not only at this level, but with all of you each and every day. I am honored and privileged to be an elected official of the great county of Middlesex, and honored and privileged to have the opportunity to represent you once again for 3 more years. Thank you so very much.
At this time, I would like to call upon Freeholder-elect Ronald Rios of the Borough of Carteret to be sworn in as member of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. I call upon the Honorable Alan Kamba, Judge of the Municipal Court in the Borough of Carteret, to administer the oath of office. Holding the Bible for Freeholder-elect Rios are his wife Mickey, daughters Sandra Bourbon and Jennifer Rios, son-in-law Joe Bourbon, and granddaughters Natalie and Gianna Bourbon.
Repeat after me. I, Ronald G. Rios,
I, Ronald G. Rios,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of Middlesex County Freeholder,
impartially and justly perform all the duties of Middlesex County Freeholder,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
That's as close to church as you're going to get. Leave it there.
Good afternoon, Reverend clergy, members of the judiciary, constitutional officers, and everyone here. Thank you for coming today. I would like to wish everyone a happy and healthy new year. I would like to thank all of the elected officials for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come here. Thank you to one of our students, Marisha Schwartz, for what a fantastic job on the national anthem. Let us never forget our veterans for their service, and I say thank you to them. I give a special thank you to my wife, Mickey, my daughters, Jennifer, Sandra, my son-in-law, Joe, and my granddaughters, Natalie and Gianna, for their support. I'd like to thank Middlesex County Democratic Organization, Carteret Democratic Organization for their support through the years. I'd like to thank all the people that worked on the campaign, the unions, and I thank my freeholder colleagues for their friendship. Also, I'd like to thank all the county employees. We cannot do what we do without the teamwork, cooperation, and dedication for all our county employees. And for the voters for electing me. I take this opportunity seriously to serve, and I'm humbled to hold this position of public trust. Obviously, in any election, a candidate does not receive all of the votes cast. So I recognize that I wasn't the choice of every voter. But rest assured, I will do my very best to represent the interest of every resident of this great county. There are many challenges that lie ahead, and I look forward to working with all my Freeholder colleagues to meet them. The year ahead will have ups and downs, but be patient, as the journey will be worth the while. Serving as chair of the Health and Education Committee has been an exciting and learning experience. We've made positive strides this past year. We've secured millions of dollars in state grants. We met the challenge of dealing with the H1N1 head-on, protecting our county residents, and that's due to the professionalism of our health department employees. At the college, we had groundbreaking on the new Crabio Hall, just to name a few. As elected officials, it is our responsibility to set examples, work hard for our residents, provide opportunities for our youth, and continue to improve the quality of life for all our citizens. Public service is very gratifying. Being able to give back is very rewarding. Being able to be part of the process to make a positive change is enjoyable. Sometimes people say, "Why would you get involved?" But I would encourage anyone to get involved and to keep in company with those in need, whether it is volunteering at a hospital, first aid squad, fire department, a board, a commission, or elective office, especially our young, so you can have a positive impact on people's lives. Winston Churchill once said, and I quote, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." End of quote. This message is for our school children and young adults. Whether you want to go to college, a trade school, go to the military, open a business, or whether you want to work for someone, just do what you love. I love what I do. Be the best at it. Never lose sight of your goals, and good things and fortune will come your way. So you can be an important member of society, and you can continue to make, as in the late David Crabio would say, Middlesex County the greatest county in the land. Thank you.
I will now call the roll for this reorganization meeting. Freeholder Barrett? Here. Freeholder Delina? Here. Freeholder Polos? Here. Freeholder Rufano? Here. Freeholder Rios? Here. Freeholder Scott? Here. Freeholder Valenti? Here. We will now entertain a motion to nominate the director of this board for the year 2010. I recognize Freeholder Stephen Delina.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope it don't snow. One of my many joys of my life have been the opportunity I have served the county of Middlesex as a freeholder. These years seem to speed by. The friendship I have made, the colleagues I have met, I have worked with, and the publication that we solved together enriched my life. High on the list this year is that I was privileged to serve as freeholder director. Like all my colleagues, I honored the memory of my predecessor, David B. Crabio. Again, all my colleagues and I have the highest regards for my successor, freeholder Christopher D. Rufano. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, every man and woman who has served on the board brought a special talent, a necessary talent. Through our deliberations, this has been a successful board because of the commitments to service that share all of us by working together. Despite the many problems that face our state, our nations, and all of us, the year of 2009 seemed to fly by, and we faced the New Year's with confidence. For my part, I thank you for the support, for your good wishes, and my family and I wish all of you and all my colleagues a happy, healthy, and highly successful new year. Once again, you're flattering me with the warmth of your response this evening for over the many years. I know a couple equally well to welcome duty. Today I have spoke of the great diversity of the existence of my freeholder colleagues and the success that diversity and the talent has assured, standing together alone, born of the local government experience. His county government savvy blends together by the warmth of his personality. Freeholder Christopher Rufano of South River has emerged as a leader and anxious to lead and respect the advantage of our county government throughout the state of our county. I can consider Chris a friend, a colleague, and all of us prosper under his continued leadership as freeholder and as freeholder director. I am honored and pleased to nominate Freeholder Christopher Rufano to serve as Director of Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders for the year 2010, and I do so with great confidence and have served with honor and distinction. I want to thank you for the many years I've been a freeholder and your backing. God bless all of you. Thank you.
The name of Freeholder Christopher Rufano has been placed in nomination for Director by Freeholder Delina. I now recognize Freeholder Blanquita Valenti.
Good afternoon. My honorable freeholder colleagues, Reverend clergy, distinguished judiciary, state, county, municipal officials, as well as friends and family, and all our staff. First, I want to extend my sincere congratulations to our victorious freeholders, Carol Barrett, H. James Paulus, and Ronald Rios. I think we should have another round of applause for them. This is such a treat for me to be able to express my sentiments at the beginning of these auspicious occasions, since alphabetically I am last at all freeholder meetings. Today, I moved up on our board. My gratitude goes to our outgoing freeholder director, Pete Delina, one of my running mates in 2 elections, for a job well done. You unexpectedly took over the reins from our beloved Dave Craybill. I know it was a challenging experience, and you performed with dignity and respect, and I thank you for it. I also want to express my appreciation to our esteemed outgoing deputy director and my other running mate, Chris Rufano, for filling in Pete's former position on the Board of Freeholders. You plunged in at a very difficult time. It was a tough year of transition for our entire board, administration, and staff, but you rose to the challenge. And I know Dave is smiling in heaven, since he always thought you would be a great freeholder director. You have fulfilled an important role at a needed time. I know that it's sometimes hard to keep things running smoothly, but it was done with hard work and dedication, always keeping the welfare of our taxpayers and citizens in mind. At this moment, it is a privilege and an honor for me to second with great enthusiasm your nomination for Freeholder Director. You are a devoted father, husband, and son, a member of the New Jersey and County Bar Association. I know that with your ability to listen, your integrity, leadership, clear thinking, and intelligence, and yes, youth. Anyone 20 years younger than me is very young. That we will be triumphant this coming year. This has been a transition year, and Chris, I pledge my support, loyalty, collaboration, and will continue this time and in the future to wish you and support you with good luck. God bless you and your family. Today, as always, consider yourself as nominated. Thank you.
A motion has been made and seconded to nominate Freeholder Christopher Rufano as Director of the Board. Are there any other nominations? I declare the nominations closed. I will now call the roll for the election of Freeholder Christopher Rufano as Director for the year 2010. Freeholder Barrett? Yes. Freeholder Delina? Yes. Freeholder Polos? Yes. Freeholder Rufano? Yes. Freeholder Rios? Yes. Freeholder Scott? Yes. Freeholder Valenti? Yes. At this time, it is my pleasure to ask the assignment judge of the Superior Court for the Middlesex Vicinage, the Honorable Travis Francis, for remarks.
First, congratulations, Freeholders Barrett, Rios, and Polos, and now congratulations to the new Freeholder Director, Rufano, and Deputy Director Rios. The courts of Middlesex County and the Board of Freeholders have maintained a long-standing cooperative working relationship which has inured to the benefit of all the citizens of Middlesex County. Middlesex County has seen the renovation of the main courthouse on Bayard Street and the completion of the family courthouse on New Street, as well as various aspects of both courthouses having been renovated. The success of these projects was the result of the dedication and commitment of the Board of Chosen Freeholders. The Middlesex County Sheriff's Department represents the highest quality and caliber of officers, and at times with challenging resources provides an unsurpassed level of protection for the judges in Middlesex County under the leadership of Sheriff Spicuzzo. Although we represent separate branches of government with separate and distinct constitutional responsibilities, we share a common constituency, namely the people of the state of New Jersey and, more specifically, the citizens of Middlesex County. We also share a common goal, which is to employ our individual instrumentalities to protect the quality of life and the interest of justice of the commonweal. The legislative branch of government creates the laws which the executive branch enforces, and we in the judicial branch interpret to ensure that the constitutional principles that these freeholders which these freeholders have sworn to uphold and protect are not compromised. Our three branches of government work remarkably well in Middlesex County. They are designed to work against each other, and the resulting noise is democracy at work. So again, congratulations. I look forward to our continued partnership here in the best county in the land. Chris, congratulations.
Please join me in a round of applause to welcome the Director of this Board of Chosen Freeholders for the year 2010, Freeholder Christopher Rufano of the Borough of South River. Holding the family Bible for Freeholder Director Rufano are his wife Donna, sons Andrew and Brian, parents Bob and Ann Rufano. They are joined by Chris's sisters Amy and Jill, brother Rob, their spouses and children. I will now ask the Honorable Nicholas J. Stromstis, Judge of the Superior Court, to administer the oath of office to Freeholder Director Rafano.
Thank you, Mark. We've kind of broke with tradition this year, folks. We almost broke with everything because we got started a little late, and I apologize, David. Because Dave likes to start right on time, but I apologize. I forgot my robe. The fact of the matter is, I had so many things to think of today. I had to wear the special tie. I always have to wear this special tie for the swearing in. I've had the pleasure of swearing in now the Deputy Director, who's now about to be the Deputy Director, a total of 7 times, okay? Twice in South River. First time in South River, Donna was pregnant with Andrew. Second time in South River, she was pregnant with Brian. Now they're in St. Joseph's High School, okay? So, and then 4 as freeholder, and today is the 7th on January 7th. One little thing that I'd like to mention about the Rafano family. I've known Bob and his wife Ann for a good number of years, and they've been very active in the Democratic Party. It's not my party, but they're active in their party. And the fact is that he caught the political gene. Chris did. Not to say that Robbie and Amy and Jill are not active and supportive, but he's the fellow with the gene. And I've seen that develop over these many years. And he, as you were mentioning, Dave Craybill, and I was thinking about who else has that spirit, that love for the county, who I know of as a freeholder, more than these types. Pete Delina, Dave Craybill, and now I include Chris Rafano in my select group. I mean, it may be different than yours, but that's my personal select group of the people who love and are dedicated to this particular county. And right now I'm about to administer the oath, which is probably one of the most important oaths that I will have the honor of administering during my political career. And I know that Chris will be a tireless and dedicated public official. Times may be difficult for us because of where we are today, but I commend the board for having chosen this leader among your ranks. I really do. Okay, Christopher, we're ready to go, all right? Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right. I, Christopher Rafano.
I, Christopher D. Rafano.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And to the governments established in the United States.
And in this state.
And in this state.
Under the authority of the people.
Under the authority of the people.
And that I will faithfully.
And that I will faithfully.
Impartially. And justly. Perform all the duties of the office.
Perform all the duties of the office.
Of Director of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders.
Of Director of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Oh, that's me.
You were younger.
And I was younger. But if you know, you can't quite it. It's the same time.
How about the time you ran for freeholder, we ran against you?
Oh, yeah. Pete, I don't hold it against you, Pete. And the guy that he uses is Republican, too. Alan Rockoff. That's his lucky charm. So, all right. Great, thank you.
I wanted to have that picture up because it showed how young my boys were when I first became a freeholder, and we couldn't do what we do as elected officials without the love and support of our family. To my boys, I am so very proud of you. I love you dearly. To my wife, the same. I love you. Thank you for putting up for all the hours I'm not home, all the practices I missed, all the games I missed, the homework I wasn't there to help you with. I'm sorry. I love you. My distinguished Freeholder colleagues, members of the clergy, judiciary, state, county, and local officials, and friends, it is my great honor to welcome you to these reorganization ceremonies for the very first time as Freeholder Director. I extend my sincere thanks to my Freeholder colleagues for the confidence that they have placed in me to lead our county government into a new year. I offer special thanks to my friend and longtime colleague, Freeholder Stephen J. Pitalina, for guiding this board through a difficult year, the year of 2009. I want to personally thank you, Pete, for the guidance that you've given me throughout the years on the board. You are truly a great friend and public servant, and you deserve a hearty round of applause. Let's hear it for Pitalina. I take on the responsibilities of director with a strong sense of purpose and a steadfast commitment to serving the people of Middlesex County who have entrusted this board to safeguard their best interests. It's a trust that once again was given this past November as my colleagues, Carol Barrett, H. James Paulos, and Ron Rios, regained their seats on the board. On behalf of my fellow freeholders, I wish to thank the voters of Middlesex County for their continued support. We gathered here last year with heavy hearts over the loss of our longtime friend and mentor, Freeholder Director David B. Crabio. Yet we left determined more than ever to work tirelessly to serve the people of Middlesex County, because that's what Dave would have wanted. January 20th, 2009 brought a new sense of hope and a renewed determination as the nation welcomed its first African-American president, Barack Obama. Freeholders Millie Scott, Ron Rios, and I stood outside the Capitol, shoulder to shoulder with Americans of every color, every creed, and of every background to witness President Obama's inauguration on that bitter cold morning. As he challenged us to action, he said, "Today, we begin in earnest the work of making sure that the world we leave our children is just a little bit better than the one we inhabit today." 2009 may very well be remembered as one of the most challenging years in U.S. history. Overseas, our nation was actively engaged in two conflicts, placing thousands of our military men and women in harm's way to protect our freedom. On the home front, unemployment numbers surged, the Dow sank to new lows, the American dream was tested, but not lost. Proof once again of the spirit of this nation and of the resolve of the American people. Here in Middlesex County, we maintained a lower unemployment rate than the nation or state. However, we were not left unscathed by the turbulence of the economy. But we met the new challenge head on. We called upon our employees to help us identify areas of savings and revenue sources. And I wish to thank our union membership who agreed to freeze salaries in 2009. Because of everyone's hard work, Middlesex County passed a budget in 2009 that was $5 million less than the year before. Although it was austere, it nonetheless put our residents first by maintaining quality programs and services. I wish to publicly thank each and every one of our employees for understanding the challenging economic times we faced and continue to face. They understand it's a team effort, and let's give our employees a round of applause at this point. Our work did not involve just cutting expenses or identifying new revenue sources. We worked to increase the efficiency of the programs and the services we already offered and continue to benefit from shared services initiatives. At the direction of Freeholder Scott, we entered into a shared services agreement to oversee the administration and operation of the Monmouth County Medical Examiner's Office. We also purchased state-of-the-art electronic fingerprint scanning equipment for local police departments. Under the guidance of Freeholder Rios, Piscataway Township became the 21st municipality to use the county's public health services. Under the leadership of Freeholder Paulos, a public safety dispatch partnership was created between Dunellen and Rutgers University, A similar initiative is underway involving Monroe, South Brunswick, Jamesburg, and Plainsboro. Despite the economic situation, we recognized that we had a responsibility to keep our residents working. We built and dedicated a number of projects in 2009. We also continued with our commitment to preserve our quality of life and care for those who need us the most. In December, I helped unveil the expanded family courthouse, which now includes 2 additional courtrooms, a hearing room, office, and conference space. Under the leadership of Freeholder Director Delina, we rededicated Donaldson Park and Highland Park, celebrated its 45th anniversary, and had a record enrollment of 14,000 students in credit courses and an additional 10,000 in non-credit courses. Freeholder Barrett worked to add the 188-acre Polder Farm in South Brunswick to our very successful open space preservation program, which stands now at more than 7,000 preserved acres. Freeholder Blanquita Valente was instrumental in helping to establish Coming Home Middlesex County, Inc., a nonprofit organization that will serve as the engine to move the county's 10-year plan to end homelessness forward. The county also established a homelessness trust fund and authorized the use of county funds and allocated federal housing funds to help renovate an empty church in Highland Park into apartments for homeless Middlesex County veterans. The county's contribution to this project was equally matched by the United Way of Central Jersey and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. We aggressively pursued federal stimulus money, using it to provide free training for over 700 residents and employing over 280 young people. $14.2 million will be used to resurface county roads and install and improve guide rails. Through our Department of Aging, which starting in 2010 will be known as the Department on Senior Services, additional federal stimulus money helped to serve 822 new clients. We are awaiting a decision on using an additional $14.5 million to improve our telecommunication services to support county and municipal operations, public safety agencies, and schools. I congratulate and commend each of my fellow freeholders and the entire county workforce for the accomplishments that have been made this past year. But it is not time to rest. I expect the economic challenges we will face this year will demand an even greater need for innovation. Robert F. Kennedy once said, "All of us might wish at times we lived in a more tranquil world, but we don't. And if our times are difficult and perplexing, so are they challenging and filled with opportunity." I believe Middlesex County has the right mix of people and ideas to face the uncertain future. I believe we can make opportunity where others only see obstacles. I believe we can bring growth where others cannot. At my encouragement, the county will form the Middlesex County Council on Economic Development to maintain and attract business, fill vacant warehouses and office space, increase tax ratables, and create jobs. The county will work closely with all 25 municipalities, our county college, our vocational and technical schools, and other partners to boost our regional economy. In conjunction with this, Middlesex County will unveil a new marketing strategy aimed at positioning us as the best place to start or grow a business, buy a home, and raise a family. In the area of technology, we will improve telecommunications services to support county and municipal operations, public safety agencies, and schools. We plan to construct 5 communication towers and a wireless network over the next 18 months to reduce telecommunication costs and bring in additional revenue in 2010 and beyond. One of the biggest undertakings of 2010 will be the migration of an automated meeting preparation process. It is anticipated over the next 12 months we will fully integrate an automated system into the county workflow, reducing workforce through attrition, reducing paperwork, and improving public access. We also will roll out a redesigned and more robust county website to better serve our residents. In 2010, the county will develop a 5-year strategic plan that will define the role of county government and serving the residents of Middlesex County. One area of this plan will focus on regionalization of services to help our communities ease the tax burden on our residents. In the upcoming months, the board will meet with the mayors of our 25 municipalities to discuss the possibility of regionalizing certain municipal functions at the county level. Possibilities include Freeholder Polis's idea to offer information technology services to our towns. We will study my idea of regionalizing property tax assessment and collection. Finally, we will explore former Freeholder and current Old Bridge Mayor Jim Phillips' suggestion to evaluate the benefit of forming a regional health insurance fund that will include the county, our 25 municipalities, and agencies and boards. I will ask the Board of Freeholders to initiate a study to investigate these and any other areas that may be discovered during our meetings with the mayors. I believe it is an example of the bold steps we need to make in order to face the new economy head-on. In 2010, Freeholder Barrett will continue to head up our efforts to meet our goal of 10,000 acres of preserved open space by 2012. The county will take advantage of the downturn in residential development to secure land for our open space inventory at lower prices. In 2010, Freeholder Delina will lead us in celebrating the opening of the county's 20th park at the border of North Brunswick and Milltown. It will feature walking and biking paths as well as playing fields to better serve our residents. Freeholder Polos will continue his work in promoting the efforts of the county and of our municipal partners to undertake green initiatives. The county will continue to look at ways to reduce energy costs, ways to introduce alternative energy sources, and help our municipal and school partners in their green efforts. With the encouragement of Freeholder Rios, we are excited to announce that in 2010 we will begin work on an initiative called Working Together for a Strong, Healthy, and Supportive Middlesex County. This initiative will help Middlesex County senior citizens stay healthy and active using a cost-effective, coordinated continuum of care. Doctors' offices, various treatment centers, adult daycare, and outpatient rehabilitation will join the Quality Long-Term Care Facility at the Roosevelt Care Center campus. This initiative will be further enhanced by the opening of the new 180-bed long-term care facility in Old Bridge, now under construction. Freeholder Scott will lead the discussions with Monmouth County on entering into an agreement to house juvenile offenders here at our youth detention center. This will make a much more efficient use of our facility. It will help our neighbors in Monmouth County, and it will bring revenue here to Middlesex County. She will also remain steadfast in her commitment to the safety and security of our citizens by continuing the careful and thoughtful use of federal Homeland Security dollars. Freeholder Valente will continue to oversee the county's 10-year plan to end homelessness. 2010 will see the first implementation of that plan with the start of the construction on the units in Highland Park for homeless veterans. We will also begin to fund our Homelessness Trust Fund, making us one of only 3 counties in the state that have dedicated funding sources for this incredibly important initiative. Freeholder Valente also will lead our Department on Senior Services as it refocuses its mission to offer direct services to Middlesex County's nearly 120,000 seniors and their caregivers. As you can see, the Middlesex County Freeholder Board is ready and willing to tackle the challenges of this new national economy. On behalf of my Freeholder colleagues, I pledge to you today that we will constantly strive to not only answer the needs of our residents, but to anticipate them. We will be proactive, not reactive. We will challenge the status quo and move the county forward. We will do this to ensure that, in the words of our Freeholder Director Dave Crabule, Middlesex County remains the greatest county in the land. Thank you very much. Dean. I recognize Freeholder Rios for the second motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We will now entertain a motion to nominate the Deputy Director of this board for the year 2010. I recognize Freeholder Billy Scott.
Clergy, Honorable Judge Travis Francis, members of the judiciary, my freeholder colleagues, our distinguished dais, and our guests, welcome, and I wish you a happy and a healthy 2010. I'm going to congratulate my freeholder colleagues, Carol Barrett, Jim Polis, and Ron Rios on their election. And a special thanks to Pete Delina. Thank you for serving as our director this past year. Congratulations to our new director. I know he will serve us well and do an outstanding job. You know, it gives me great honor to nominate our deputy director. And a deputy director is one of important leadership. A leader motivates, inspires, knows what is important to those he is leading, gives direction, is a good listener, and not only listens, but seeks out opinions of others. He has self-confidence, calmness, and decisiveness when needed, which is very important during these challenging times when people are faced with uncertainties and fear, and look to others for the security, direction, and hope. A good leader can think outside the box and can advocate change. But the supreme quality for a leadership, and a good leadership, is unquestionable integrity. And without it, true success is impossible. And I have seen all these qualities demonstrated by Freeholder Ronald G. Rios in 2008 when I campaigned with him for 9 months. And this past year when I served on the Freeholder Board with him. Ron knows and appreciates the value of our residents, what's important to them and to our municipalities. So it's without hesitation and with the utmost respect, and I say utmost respect, I place into nomination Freeholder Ronald Rios as Freeholder Deputy Director. Thank you.
In the past, you guys that have been around a long time know that normally on the second for deputy director, we've taken some shots at the deputy. Pete knows that. But this is a very serious day, and I'm going to deviate from any jokes. Ron, when he asked me to second the motion, he gave me this binder with his accomplishments. And Ron, I did spend many, many hours going over your accomplishments. And I've been able to, as all of you know, I love short speeches, and I've been able to condense Ron's accomplishments onto this index card. So I'm just going to speak from the heart using these notes and tell you about some other qualities, good qualities that Ron has First and foremost, he has a great wife. Not only is she nice, she's a great cook. And she certainly understands, we've bonded about the reapplying lip gloss. Right, Mick? And he has 2 wonderful daughters and 2 adorable granddaughters. He has a great mother-in-law, Dolly, and a great brother-in-law, Lou, who we love. But let's not forget some of Ron's real talents. Well, he is hardworking. He really is. And he's energetic. We all know he's energetic. And he's also very honest. And, Ron, you're a good dresser. All of which are very important, in my opinion, to be the deputy. And as I look out, I see all of your extended family, Ron, which really just warms my heart. And I see that you have your mayor and the council president here. Let me see. Wait, let me just look at my notes for a second. Did I mention that he was a good dresser? Oh, he is. All right. I did do that. All right. But I think the greatest accomplishment that Ron has had since he began his tenure on the board is actually something no other freeholder has ever been able to do. He initiated a dress code. Now, I just want you to all look around. I don't know if it's me, but are there too many Jerry Garcia ties around? I don't know. It appears to be the new dress code for the county. Those are the people that have the tie. Ron, you really are a good sport, and certainly a good friend. More importantly, you are a dedicated public servant who constantly challenges the rest of us. Your eagerness and honesty makes the rest of us, we have to challenge to work harder and smarter because of you. At this time, I enthusiastically offer to second your nomination for Deputy Director, and I look forward to continuing our work for the people of Middlesex County. Ron, I'll just leave the folder with you so that next year, whenever, that you can add to it. We can go into volume 2.
Freeholder Barrett? Yes. Freeholder Delina?
Yes.
Freeholder Polo?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Scott? Yes. Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rafano?
Yes. The Honorable Alan Kama, Judge of the Municipal Court of Carteret, will administer the oath of office to Deputy Director Rios. Bill Rios is right committee will hold the Bible.
Lightning strikes, I'm gonna get out of the way. I, Ronald G. Rios,
I, Ronald G. Rios,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
and to the governments established in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Deputy Director of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders,
all the duties of the office of Deputy Director of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
According to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Yes, Freeholders, the motion would be in order to adopt the consent agenda consisting of resolutions number 10-01 to 10-44.
Call roll, please.
Freeholder Barrett?
Yes.
Freeholder Delina?
Yes.
Freeholder Polo?
Yes.
Freeholder Rios?
Yes.
Freeholder Scott?
Yes.
Freeholder Valenti?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Rafano?
Yes. At this time, I'll ask Martin Pemberton, clerk of the board, to read the list of committees appointed by the director.
Committee of Administration and Finance, Freeholder Director Christopher Rafano, Chairperson, Freeholder Mildred Scott, Member. Committee of Engineering and Planning, Freeholder Carol Barrett, Chairperson, Freeholder Director Christopher Rafano, Member. Committee of Human Services and Senior Services, Freeholder Blanquita Valenti, Chairperson, Freeholder Carol Barrett, Member. Committee of Law and Public Safety, Freeholder Mildred Scott, Chairperson, Freeholder H. James Polos, Member. Committee of Parks and Recreation, Freeholder Stephen J. Delina, Chairperson, Freeholder Deputy Director Ronald Rios, Member. Committee of Public Health and Education, Freeholder Deputy Director Ronald Rios, Chairperson, Freeholder Blanquita Valenti, Member. Committee of Public Works and Transportation, Freeholder H. James Polos, Chairperson, Freeholder Stephen J. Delina, Member.
Yeah.
Could we have the house lights up, please?
Okay. At this time, I have the pleasure to make some introductions of some people that are here. Please forgive me if I miss somebody. But I'm going to first start out with probably the most important people here, which are the spouses of the freeholders. Mickey Rios, please stand. Eleanor Delina. Rita Polos. Richard Scott. Donna Rafano. And I understand that Paulette Krabier-Waller is here. Paulette? The president of the Middlesex County College, Dr. Joanna LaPerla Morales, and also members of the Board of Trustees, please stand. The new Middlesex County Superintendent of Vocational and Technical High Schools, Brian Laughlin, and also members of that Board of Trustees, please rise. Of course, our constitutional officers, we have our County Clerk, Elaine Flynn, Surrogate Kevin Hoagland, Sheriff and Chairman Joe Spicuzzo. There are some former freeholders here. Camille Fernicola. Camille, where are you? Jane Brady. Tom Boylan. Dorothy Power. I saw you. Hey. Donald Wernick. Jim Phillips. Tom Cross. Vinnie Martino. John Hoagland. And John Polomina. Former County Clerk, Rennie Travisano. Unfortunately, all our legislators could not be here. They're in session. So normally we have all our legislators. They're down in Trenton right now working hard for us. I'd like to introduce some mayors. I'm going to run through the list of all the mayors, and when you hear your name, please stand up. Mayor of Carteret, Dan Ryman. Mayor of Cranberry, Dave Stout. Mayor of Dunellen, Robert Cedar. Mayor of East Brunswick, Dave Stahl. Mayor of Edison, Tony Resigliano. Mayor of Helmetta, Nancy Martin. Mayor of Highland Park, we're actually acting mayor and council president, Elsie Foster Dublin. Is she here? Mayor of Jamesburg, Tony Lamantia. Mayor of Metuchen, Tom Valhalla. Mayor of Middlesex, Robert Schur. Mayor of Milltown, Gloria Bradford. Mayor of Monroe, Richard Pucci. Mayor of North Brunswick, Mac Womack. Mayor of Old Jim Phillips. Mayor of Perth Amboy, Wilda Diaz. Piscataway Mayor Brian Waller. Plainsboro Mayor Pete Cantu. Mayor of Saraville, Kennedy O'Brien. Mayor of South Amboy, John O'Leary. Mayor of South Brunswick, Frank Gambatese. Mayor of South Plainfield, Charlie Patrico. Mayor of South River, Ray Eppinger. Mayor of Spotswood, Tom Barlow. Mayor Woodbridge, John McCormick. Mayor of New Brunswick, Jim Cahill. Former surrogate, Joe Spataro. Okay, I'm sure there are a number of council people here. I saw many of you. Please stand up for a bow. All the council people from around Middlesex County. I know there's some former mayors here and former council people. At this time, please all rise for a hand. For a bow. All chairs and vice chairs that are here, please stand for a bow. and the County Vice Chair, Helen Gottlieb. Helen, we're so glad you're here and doing well. The ACME Local 73 President, Dave Griffin, he's here. Dave? Tom Ty, President of the Middlesex County AFL-CIO Labor Council. Middlesex County Prosecutor Bruce Kaplan. The County Superintendent of Schools, Pat Bagari. All our department heads, please stand. Our County Administrator, John Polomina. Our County Counsel, Tom Kelso. And of course, the Clerk of the Board, Margaret Pemberton. I'd like to announce that following this meeting, there will be a reception in the dining area sponsored by the Middlesex County Democratic Organization. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Colonel D.B. Kelly pipes and drums, and the Middlesex County Police and Fire pipes and drums, who will play God Bless America. At this time, I'd like to recognize Reverend Seth Caperdale of the Reformed Church in Highland Park for the benediction. In my message, I mentioned about the building the apartments in Highland Park for the homeless veterans. It's his church that's doing that, so let's give him a round of applause.
I'm going to invite you to stay standing for my brief remarks because it will remind me it's the benediction and not the sermon at this stage. I do want to congratulate Freeholders Polos, Rios, and Barrett today on being reelected and elected, and also to congratulate Freeholder Rafano and Freeholder Rios on their appointments of leadership within the Freeholder Council. Freeholder Polos said when he was up here that this is an important day for him as a freeholder and for all freeholders to step back and pause and reflect on why it is that they do what they do. And it struck me as he was saying that's what clergy are called to do on a weekly basis, to help the people pause once a week. Not pause for the sake of pausing and just getting slow. It's pausing for the sake of being retooled to action. And this whole time today felt like that to me. We began with worship, if you will, with song and with quietness, and then we heard people reflect on the things that mattered most in their lives and on their calls, their vocations. And then we affirmed them. We heard all of us affirm them with applause, and they affirmed each other with votes. And then we moved to what in our church is called the response to God portion of the worship service. And in that section of the service, that's when we pray to God and ask for help with things like safety and education and the keeping of God's beautiful creation and for the health of those we love, and that all who have need of human services get what they need, and that those who are homeless find homes, and that those who are on the streets get off the streets and into places of care, and that youth of all the world be cared for, and that all things work together for the good. So this sort of felt like church to me today in a very, very broad public way. And I am so thankful today to know that this piece of the garden is being overseen by these gardeners, and that we're talking in that language these days too, with our green talk, but just in everything, that this piece of the garden is being overseen by people who feel called to their work and who've been affirmed in their work by the 1 million or so people who live in this county. And so, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you. And as that face is shining upon you, think too that it's shining upon those who've been elected to lead us. And may you feel good about that. And may you join them and call them to listening and call them to action and walk with them as we all walk together for a more peaceful and beautiful county, Middlesex County. Go in peace. The worship is over. Service has begun. Amen.